Hello everyone, my name is Amy. Today I answer the questions. First question. If when the military can make armed drones, is what changes this conflict because drones will limit the risk of all these attacking nations, these troops. So it will lower all these costs going to war. Leaders no longer have to worry about this conflict or the public over the angriness or companies on these deployments. This lack of risk makes it easier for all these people to let low conflicts or make people make significant way to solve this problem. So it's pretty easy. But the shifts will complicate all these framework, just war theory. This like in the history itself that the war make vulnerable between forces like opposition, like a risk that actually acts as all these people. So when one side have balance with no risk of but warfare begins to look less like military and more like controlled. And this will make things like a bit tragic, right? The second here is while drones were making a high tool of these strikes, their long-term efficacy is highly successful. Oh, question. In short term, they can limit high targets and destroy networks for the groups. However, we stop at the beginning after opposition for now. We want to. However, this backlash will make all these victories. This reality of drone they need damage and atmosphere of terror for communities living beneath them. This buzz of overhead drones create like trauma, where everyday citizens live in fear of sudden strikes. In the long run, this environment does not make like less threats, it breeds them. This will make civilian deaths, destruction, and injustice of all these raging acts as a powerful way for groups. So all these leaders will move, this damage will lessen. It's more safer, okay? Question number 3. If we have drone strikes across the borders without consent, it will global by weakening the rule base of all these orders. This will be making the threats of force against these states. Not always self-defense. So when powerful nations go all these frameworks to make killings inside all these territories, they will make a way of legal constraints that stop this global conflict. This practice is often effective in all these countries, but it will always destroy all these states. This creates a dangerous way where nations like Russia, China, or powers could by launching strikes inside all these states. Just for fun, even like that could cause so much problem. Don't you understand, affirmative? Well, even though we are the side of it, but as a question, I think we have some of the ways to the opposition because it makes like both of the impact is very large. But I will just show you if the practice become like effective, then that's in all these states and usually like state like for example state China or Russian will make all this power of all through all stable countries, make it damage, make it die. And mostly we don't always want one who always been the greatest power of our time. We want to have balance, but some of them stop the practice. But we also want to have peace, not always scaredness and running to all these countries. So this is the end of my discussion questions of should the US military continue drone strikes?